Hello, and welcome to this mid-morning taste challenge. We have two 40% alcohol blended Scotch whiskies. And the first one is called White Horse, and it was introduced in 1890. And the website link that I posted below says that the flavor for this product is mainly coming from the Lagavulin single malt that is used in the blend, okay? Um, and that makes sense because Lagavulin is one of the Diageo distilleries, and that's in Islay. This is aged 3 years, and if there are any line extensions of it, like 100 proof or sherry cask, whatever, I'm not aware of those, but I wouldn't be shocked if there is because you do have variants that aren't always listed. I'm trying to get it to focus. Very frustrating. Not going to focus. All right, so here is the Chivas Regal Mizunara. Introduced in 2014. It's finished in Japanese Mizunara oak. So the original understanding is that this was aged in Japanese Mizunara oak, but they updated the website later and said finished in Japanese Mizunara oak. 40% alcohol, no age statement from Chivas Brothers. Now it's running a check Total Wine and More. It's running about $50 a bottle, $49.99 per bottle. Let's try this focus again on the White Horse. And the camera doesn't like White Horse, apparently. Finally, there you go. There it is in high definition. Says since 1742, but that's when the White Horse Tavern and Hotel, bar, tavern and inn was established in Scotland. But the brand goes to 1890. You can look at the link below. It says very clearly they started in 1890. Total Wine has this for $33.99. I had to pay $38.99 at Star, okay, because that's the only place I ever saw it in my life. Chivas Regal Mizunara. Okay, like I said, they're saying $50, $49.99. Now, when this first came out, they were listing it. When I first bought this about 5 years ago, they were listing it at about $46.99. So the price has gone up a little bit. But I did not pay $46.99. I did not pay $36.99. I did not pay $26.99. No, I bought this at Savannah discount. And this is the true story. Oh, this camera here. This Savannah discount on Louisiana Highway 45 for $17.99. True story. You heard me right. I'm not making it up. Ask Robert the Whiskey Scout because I got a bottle. I went back all the way back over there and got him a bottle. $17.99. True story. Now, obviously, a month later, it was totally gone because at that price, those kind of things are not going to last. I mean, it's common sense, not going to last. It's like Mathern's had Jim Beam, this was last week, 2 weeks ago, not even last week. Yeah, Jim Beam Bourbon Cream for $3.99. True story. I bought 2 bottles, and then I advised some other people that if they wanted to try it, they needed to buy it immediately. They waited around, and now it's $19.99 at the same store, $19.99. So I'm like, when you see a price like that, you have to jump on it, or you're just not going to get it. Okay, but you probably know that without me telling you. But yeah, I did get the Chivas Regal Mizunara for $17.99. I mean, it's been a fun experience with it. I'm not planning to buy it again, but it's been nice. I don't think I have enough left for a taste challenge, unfortunately. Any more taste challenges, but it's been a great run. I like the aquamarine, the turquoise blue with the white and the gold. The next Chivas Regal I plan to buy is their Extra, Chivas Regal Extra, which is Asian extra year, 13 years. And they do a lot of soccer club, football club sponsorships, which I have no interest in that, but I'll buy it. Oh, yikes. I can't get the level straight. Oh, this is definitely going to kill off the bottle. I thought I had more than I do, but came in a nice turquoise box, which I threw out. Okay. So, you might notice that the Chivas Regal here is a little darker, but it's minimal. This is more gold, that's more amber, but it's so close. I'm not going to have to close my eyes. I just have to mix them up. So let's think. For White Horse, aged 3 years, 40% alcohol. You say that's minimum. 3-year aging is minimum. 40% alcohol is minimum. That's a base model product, a basic product from Diageo, because they're like any other liquor company. They got really expensive $300, $400, $500, $600 bottles, $1,000 a bottle bottles, which they have, and then they got the junk. If you want to call it junk. Okay, but I get that. They have the basic stuff and they have the expensive stuff, and they have a lot of mid-range. I can get the VAT 69 gold, same size big bottle, but I can get it for $30.99, or was it $31.99? It might be $31.99 as opposed to $38.99. So I can get it for $7 less, maybe $8. Haven't tried it, don't know if it's any good. People always tell me you got to try VAT 69. They're telling me for the last 10 years, VAT 69. I say, well, I knew it's famous, but so yeah, okay. They got lower end products. Johnny Walker Red Label is a mixer, low end Scotch, low premium, not low end. I mean, I could come do some shopping with me, and I'll show you some real low end. You don't know. You don't even begin to know. $20 for, you say Johnny Walker Red Label is $20 a bottle. I know. I could show you some that are $8.99 a bottle or less. True story, or less. Yes, with the import tax and the fees. Oh my goodness! I bought a whole handle of some Scotch a couple of months ago for $14.99. This is the truth. Don't know if it's any good. Plan to find out. Now the Mizunara. So Chivas Brothers, they had their famous Chivas Regal. Now, one thing most people, including myself, did not in the past realize that Chivas Regal used to be a 25-year aged. You heard me? 25-year age product until Prohibition hit in 1920. All right. So when they first came out with it around, 1901 or something like that, it was a very expensive 25-year age Scotch. It might have been $50, $60 in 13. You say that ain't nothing, $50, $60. Yeah, well, in 1913, $60 was like $900. Okay, because money used to be backed up by gold and silver, and you could buy a lot more. You could buy a brand new house for $900. Okay, so you could buy a new car for $300. You could buy a really nice house for like 1,200, 1,400. Um, and it continued on. It took a long time for inflation to erode the world. I was watching an interview with Cynthia Powell. She married John Lennon of the Beatles, and she said they bought a mansion in 1963, like a literal a mansion for 19,000. She said, imagine that today. But she said at the time, 19,000 was like unreal. Like you couldn't even imagine spending that kind of money on a house. It was like they had servants, butlers, a staff, gardens, all tended by people. It was 19,000. All right, so you gotta understand that 100 years ago, a $60 bottle of Scotch was totally beyond the pale of any reasonable price range. Like only millionaires bought that. Okay. After Prohibition ended, they brought it back, but well, we had the Great Depression, mostly caused by the government, but that's another story. But like with most of the problems, right? But that's another story. But they wanted to bring it back, but they said, well, maybe it's priced a little high, so they dropped the price down and dropped it to a 12-year age. So the current Chivas Regal is not the original. It's a 12-year age. Still a solid premium product, but it used to be more expensive. They've watered it down or something. Because I was watching. If you watch The Exorcist from 1973, 50 years ago, the priest tells the other priest, you have Chivas. Where'd you get that? So like he's excited that he's got Chivas. Which in the 1970s, it would have probably been about $80 a bottle in our money today. $80. So you got an $80 bottle of Scotch. Today, you might find it for 32. So we have to put that in perspective. Now, the Mizunara is running, I told you, $49.99. That's on the low end. If you find it for $49.99, you probably really scored. You really scored. I got it for $17.99, which is beyond any reasonable expectation, but I was surely glad to get it for that. White Horse. Regular bottle is about $18, maybe $16 if you really find something. 16 if you're lucky, super lucky. 18 if you find a regular bottle. Looks like they mainly sell it in the handles, the big glass bottles. Don't know why, but that seems to be their approach. No problem there. You get more for less ounces, less pennies per ounce anyway. And it's running about $34 to $39 a bottle, 34 to 39, and I got it for 39 minus a penny. Okay, so price point with these two is pretty big. It's a pretty big difference. 50 minus 16 is 34. So is it really going to be $34 better? It seems hard to believe, really. It seems like it can't happen. It can't be true. But we're going to find out right now. That's why I do the blind taste test. And I've been sitting here running my mouth. But I don't think I was wasting my speech. I was talking about pertinent topics. But here we go. Now you got to remember, Chivas is a blended Scotch. And on their website, they say blended is better. Literally on their website. It's better to get blended Scotch. But it's so comical because at the same time, they produce like 5 or 6 different single malts. And they tout them on their main website. We got Abelor. Oh, it's unreal. It's so good. It's you can't imagine how good it is. So they're sitting there on one hand telling you, you just have to try our single malt Scotch. You just got to try it. And then if you click and get into the Chivas website, they'll tell you, oh, blended is way better. You don't want that single malt. I was like, well, I know what they're thinking. Nobody's going to read both. Like the single malt people are never going to bother even clicking on a blended website. And then the blended people ain't going to click on the single malt. So it's funny how they can play both sides and win in both ways. So it's a laugh riot to me. Yeah, you say don't say that. Don't you dare say it smells like fermented and distilled cereal grains. All right, I ain't gonna say it, but I might say it smells like blended cereal grains turned into whiskey. But all right, over here. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm getting a little smoke. A little bit, like not much, but I am getting a little smoke, and I'm getting a little peat, and I'm getting a little rough cut on the edge of the smell. You say a rough cut smell, right? Okay, yeah, I am, and I think by virtue of that, that makes that the white horse because they're using Lagavulin, and that's a pretty smoky. Well, according to their website, it is. I never had it, but their website saying it's a pretty smoky Scotch. But here's where the important part comes into play, and that's the taste challenge. So let's go with the taste challenge. Honey, bread crust, and there's something about this Mizunara oak. It lends. There's a flavor coming from it, and I cannot describe it. I've tried to describe it over the years. I'm like, it tastes like this kind of, it's like kind of, and then but it also is sort of gaga. But then on the other hand, a third way, it's kind of. That's how describes the Mizunara oak. It's described by saying that you can't really describe it, but it's there because no other whiskey tastes like it. It's strange. It really is strange, and it's only finishing in Mizunara. They're not aging it for 6, 7 years in Mizunara. They might age it for 5, 6 years in the regular oak. Then they finish it for maybe 6 months in Mizunara. But for whatever reason, it adds something to it. Let's go over here. Yeah, sugar water, bread crust, a little bitiness on the edges. Like here's the edge, there's an edge of the sip. There's like a little bite, a little bite over there, a little cut, a little rough cut. You say, well, you said it was only $38.99 for this huge bottle. What do you expect? Well, in fact, that's pretty much what I expect. I'm not offended by it. I'm not going to pay $39 and think, oh, why doesn't it taste like it's $339? Well, because common sense will dictate the outcome. All right, now you say, yeah, but the big question is the one you haven't answered yet. The big question is it really worth paying an extra? We're going by the regular size bottle. 17 for the white horse, assuming you can find a regular bottle, which is kind of questionable, I think. Talking about the United States. Now, in Scotland, it might be on every street corner, but I don't live in Scotland. I don't know no Iris. Um, $33 difference. Second sip. Mm. Oh man, that is primo. That's so good. That whiskey's so good that tomorrow you're gonna be working in Alaska, dress warm. I mean, it is on the point. Now this one over here, mean, I guess it's on a point, but it ain't on the point. Any whiskey's on a certain point, but it could be a point that is disastrous. But yeah, it's honestly, is it really that different than a whole bunch of other cheapo Scotch whiskeys I got laying around in my cabinets? Well, they're not laying down; they're stood up. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean they're set in my cabinet. Not really. You said, well, Diageo built it up pretty nice. I mean, they got a whole web page for it, and it goes on and on until the break of dawn, talking about this and that, and the white horse is this, and the white horse is that, and it's the other thing. It's so amazing. It's not really amazing. Um, Being just off the top of my head, I could tell you some cheapo brands of single malt that probably rival this. Uh, well, 100 Pipers, for instance, I couldn't even tell it apart early this morning. Is it 100 Pipers that great? No, but it's super cheap. How about Inverhouse? Is it that great? No, but it's super cheap. How about Highland Mist? Highland Mist, even though you use Scotch from four different regions. Highland, Speyside, Island, and Isla. I don't know about Campbelltown. Is it that great? Nah, but it's really cheap. And I could keep repeating myself. So, I mean, White Horse, it comes in a nice looking bottle. It's glass. It's not plastic. They're not trying to go super low grade. It's glass, and it's kind of pretty. Well, you can't see with this glare, but it's stately. It's like a classic. It is a classic. This is not the original label. Don't think that. They changed the label over the years. I have some advertisements that I put on alcohol eggs from the 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and they changed it over the years. Like all these brands, they always forever changing the label, but still a nice label. But it ain't no Chivas Regal Mizunara. No, no way. No way. No way. Now, the question here is it a $34 improvement per bottle? What are the flaws here in my left hand? Flaws? I don't know. You tell me what the flaws are because I'm not seeing it. I'm not tasting it. I'm not perceiving that. If that thing has flaws, I'd really like to know what they are. You could say, well, you just don't know whiskey. You have no taste ability. You're a child. You need to go back home. You need to get a grip and so forth. I'll say, okay, fine. But you tell me what the flaws are. You're doing all this rigmarole. I want to know what the flaws because I'm not detecting any. Let's go over here. Now see over here, they got a few little problems. I'm not gonna say it has great problems or terrible flaws or it's insufficient in many ways. It's not. It's fine. I like it. I would recommend it within reason. But like I said, it's a little bitey on the left side, a little bitey on the right side. Going down, it's a little bitey. It's a little bitey. You insulted him a little bit yourself. You insulted him a little bit. You were a little bit out of order yourself. So it's a little, but it's good. But there's a but. ... You could say they got a few little problems, but the price is kind of cheap. So okay. That's the White Horse. I knew I would never get it confused with the Mizunara Oak from Chivas Regal. No way that was happening. I'd have put $100 on this bet. I really would have. Now against 100 Pipers, I wouldn't have bet. No, because they close. The price is not that close, but they're close. They're kind of close. Like Chivas Regal, Chivas Brothers, their products are good. They're solid so far. That's I hadn't tried Passport. Maybe that's horrible. I don't know. I don't know why it would be one of the top selling, like the top 20 selling Scotch whiskeys in the world if it was horrible, but maybe people in India don't know good whiskey, but I seriously doubt that's the case. All right. So, but I know where to find Passport, but, yeah. So I think even their worst products is not bad. You know what I mean? Now, now, White Horse, Diageo, did they make a truly horrible Scotch whiskey? Does Diageo make a true? I don't think. No, I don't believe that. Now they got people running around talking about, oh, Johnny Walker Red Label is the worst. It's filth. It's trash. I don't even know what these people are talking about. I do not know what they're talking about because I taste Johnny Walker Red Label. To me, I'm like, every time I taste it, I'm like, I can see why it's the number one Scotch in the world. And you could say, oh, it's all advertising. I never see their ads. Okay, never. I never see Johnny Walker Red Label ad. I never see Johnny Walker any label ads on television. You said, well, you don't watch America's Got. Yeah, well, I watch baseball games during the summer, and I'll never see. I see a lot of liquor ads. I don't see nothing about Johnny Walker. Okay, so which of these would I buy? I don't want to just be economizing every day. I got enough money personally to be paying for better things. I do not always need to be buying whiskey like I'm poor, even though you watch the videos and you say, well, you buy them that way. I know I'm trying to climb the ladder. It's just that the lower rungs of the ladder got a lot of products on them, but it's fine. But honestly, even though I can get this huge bottle for $38.99, I got a lot of it left. But look, I have gone through a lot of it. That's not a testament to drinking a lot. That's a testament to how many whiskey brands I have. It's kind of scary, but it's true. But yeah, I think I really would pay the extra money and get the Chivas Regal Mizunara. I really do believe I would do that. It's not always about saving money and, oh, I got a great deal. Can you believe what I paid? Sometimes you just got to go with what's better. And I think, like the Beastie Boys said, be true to yourself and you will never fall. You do have to be true to yourself and you have to go with the better product because these are not in the same league. They're not. White Horse is fine. No knock against it, but compared to Chivas Regal Mizunara, it's no competition. It cannot make it. It cannot compete. Honestly, it just cannot compete. And that's the way I feel about it. So last swig on the Chivas, probably the last time I'll try it in my life. I'm not exaggerating because of all what I got to cover, but the aroma is pretty close. So aroma to aroma, ain't that different. But the flavor to flavor, it's a joke and not a good joke. Yeah. I guess you could pretty much say that Chivas Regal Mizunara more or less destroys White Horse. And considering the price differential, that should be what happens. Sometimes it does work out. Many times it does not work out. You pay a lot and you don't really get that much. Okay, now, so bye-bye Chivas Regal Mizunara. Been a great run. You've done well, but it's over. I've gone through the whole bottle, and that was a clear and present winner in almost every case. Chivas Regal's always a good choice. Well, I find that the Chivas, hello, Paul Cardenas. I find the Chivas Regal, the regular 12-year age, it's a little bland. Honestly, I don't think it does that great in competition. Okay. But you go two steps, because the first step is the extra, Chivas Regal Extra 13-year age. But I never tried it, so I can't comment on it. Then you go two steps up, you get to the Mizunara. I just say it blows up everybody that's in the $50 price range. It blows them up. Well, I guess Johnny Walker Double Black, yeah, that competes against it. A little more bitey though, I mean, you go side to side. You go see that Johnny Walker Double Black's a little bit more bitey, but the Chivas Regal Mizunara, that's a clear winner. Buy it, get it, try it, love it, experience it, live it. It is truly the winner today. Hello, Ron, says Paul. Hello to you. Now, is this one going to do okay going forward? I think it's going to do okay because going forward, I don't have that many great ones. I have, I mean, I do have some that's going to beat it, like Dewar's 12-year age. Ain't no way. There ain't no way this is going to compete against Dewar's age 12 years, the ancestor. But it'll probably at least compete, may even beat the Dewar's white label. I wouldn't be shocked if it beat Dewar's white label. Grants, oh yeah, it's going to beat Grants. Oh yeah. Grants, I feel sorry for Grants, really. Clan McGregor, well, that could be tough because is Clan McGregor great? No, it's not great. That's why I got it for $9.99. Actually, I got it for $7.79. Walmart did a discount, $7.79. So I bought both bottles. I think it was like 2 bottles left, but they had more. They did have more. Some more people got it, but it was cheap, so I bought it. No, wait, they discounted to $5. That's right. The third time I bought it was $5, but that ain't the regular price. The regular price is like $13. Okay, Clan McGregor $13 versus White Horse $17, $4 difference. Well, I think Clan McGregor will give it a good run for the money. So White Horse may not win even in that thing. Grants is not that good. It's not terrible, but I don't like it. The Family Reserve, the Triple Wood, as they call it now, Triple Wood. What else we have? Inver House. It ain't too good, but I can't see it getting whipped too bad by White Horse, honestly. What else? I have a few others. Yeah. King Robert II. King Robert II always holds its own. Not a great product, but I don't have the travel exclusive. I don't have the 12-year age and all of these, but I got the basic, the black label, and pretty dang good, really. And I paid $17.99 for a handle of it, glass bottle, on special 5 years ago, but still got half the bottle left. It's been a real winner, all things considered. And then I have a few little here and there with scotches. Oh, Cuddy Sark Prohibition Edition, 100 proof. Well, obviously, White Horse cannot compete against that. But that's an unfair challenge, 100 proof. Yeah. But I'm going to still do it just because you never know. It could be some bizarre occurrence, but I don't think it will be. Yeah, so then we'll close that out. It take about another week. Is it better than Black Label? Honestly, I've never had the Johnny Walker Black Label. Never had it. Never tried it in my life. Never took a sip. I don't think I have. I don't believe I've ever taken a sip. And I've got the Double Black, the Gold Label Reserve. But I mean, I plan to get it. I mean, obviously, I plan to get it. But it's just circumstances have led me to not buy it at the current time. So yeah, after about a week, I would say a week longer, we'll finish off the blended Scotch. And White Horse is going to really ultimately, when we get down to it, we're going to say, yeah, it ain't that great, but yeah, you should buy it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a classic brand. It's got flaws, but you should buy it. You really should buy it. Yeah, I'm still going to say that. Yeah, you got to buy it. Yeah, White Horse is famous for a reason. And it's not just because it's cheap. Then we're going into brandy. A lot of times people will walk away from me when I do brandy. It's like, they're like, I don't want to watch that. But that's cool because you may not be interested in brandy, but I am. And I have this classic club. Talk about cheap. This is the cheapest of the cheap, but it's ready to roll. And you will be shocked by how well that's going to perform. Just goes to show you what Buffalo Trace can do when they Well, they always try, I guess. I tried Seagram's Canadian blended whiskey for the first time, and it got me slammed. Oh, you talking about Seagram's VO? Seagram's VO, yeah, the one since been around since 1911. You ain't the first one got slammed by it, but that's a legendary product. It's kind of bland, kind of ordinary, but it's smooth and it goes down easy. And it's a mixer. It's like the ultimate Canadian mixer, but it's famous. I mean, you could play a game. What liquor store does not sell Seagram's VO? Pretty much, there is no. Every liquor store in the world sells Seagram's VO, right? It's one of those kind of products. And Sazerac bought that. They bought it. They were like, "Oh yeah, we buying this. This is easy money." And it may not be a lot of money month to month, but it's easy money. It's coming in steady. It's a legend. Yeah. I don't have any more, but I would definitely be open to buying some more of it. They say on the LCBO, Liquor Control Board of Ontario, that it's aged 6 years. Doesn't say that on the bottle, but when you keep hearing that again and again, age 6 years, and the liquor store ain't coming up with this on their own. They're getting it from what we call a sell sheet. It's like literally a sheet of paper. It could be an email or a text, whatever, however they format it. It's telling them about the product. Yeah. Okay, so 4 shooters for $5 in Pasadena, California liquor store. Pasadena, California. I believe I've been there. I've been to Pasadena, driven through it. Isn't it on old Highway 60? Isn't Pasadena on the old United States Highway 60, which went from Los Angeles to the Atlantic Ocean? I mean, the highway is still there. Like, you can still drive on it, but it was renamed as California Highway 60. If you go to Arizona, it's still United States Highway 60. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a pretty famous area. 210. Well, 210 is the interstate, and that was built in the last 20 years near or over 60. Like in some cases, they just took Highway 60 and expanded it to more lanes, and they changed the signage, but it's the same road. Yeah, 210. I know. Oh yes, I'm very familiar with 210. It's a loop. It goes around the north side of Los Angeles, and then it connects back to Interstate United States Highway 101 up to San Francisco. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that. It took them like 50 years to build it, but it was a low priority highway. It was a connector, and it was they just kept, they would work on it from time to time. 210, but yeah, it's there. Look at our Google map, and you'll see it. Yeah, 60 is a famous road, and I've been on much of it. Well, some of it in Arizona, California, New Mexico, Texas. It runs across the middle of the United States because they all go from high to low numbers. At the bottom, at the Gulf Coast, is United States Highway 90, close to me. And then it goes 80, 70, 60, 50, 40. 50 is right in the middle, like literally dead in the middle. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and 10 is at the top. I'll be visiting New Orleans in September. Oh, okay. You can go to a Tulane football game, Tulane, or the Saints, New Orleans Saints. You can see college football or professional. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. See y'all soon for another Scotch Whiskey Taste Challenge.